I'm here today with Davis Steelquist. Davis has kind of taken on a lead role here for uh, looking into getting what we have to do to get a charter government for Jefferson County. So I've got a few questions for Dave, if you don't mind, sir. Thank you for appearing on the video. And first off, I'd like to know what really got you started down the charter government highway.
Well, when I moved here from the other side of the water, the first thing I noticed was I was voting on commissioners that were not in my district, and I was kind of concerned about that. Then I discovered King County was a charter government, and the council people there are selected solely in their district. And I thought, well, you know, that made more sense. Then as time went through, I started looking at some of the problems we were having in Jefferson County and realized that this electing commissioners at large was part of the reason we had some confusion of who's actually leading the government and driving it. So this last election I decided to get in and work it a little harder.
Okay, Davis, I guess the most important answer you'll probably give on this video is why should the average citizen of Jefferson County be concerned as concerning what type of government that Jefferson County has? How would you respond to that citizen?
Well, first of all, I think we need to understand where this county government came from. It was actually designed in the 17th century for the British Empire to rule the colonies. And it was designed for horse and buggy communications, or horseback, thinking of Paul Revere. It's not much different than the type of government that we see in the Robin Hood movies. Anyway, what it comes down today to today in the county, we've developed, the county is split into two aspects. We have a rural section, and they have one political leaning, and we have a population center that seems to have a different political leaning. When we go to elect a commissioner and we elect them at large, where the bulk of the voters is determines who the commissioner is. So what is basically happening here is if you're in a rural county, you have to deal with having your vote overturned by a city government, or by people living in the city, I should say. So what would this change? One thing it would change is having the commissioners elected solely in their district and responsible to the district. And there's a possibility the freeholders will decide to go to 5 commissioners, so that the districts will be smaller and the commissioners are more oriented to what is happening in their area. We have some disenfranchising right now. The worst case is the West End. Yes, they're in District 3, but how often do we even hear from them or pay attention to them? You know, this is the type of thing. Also involved here is we've got some decisions that have come down, like shoreline master plan, urban growth areas, even the decision to put an industrial zone at the airport, where the commissioners in working these tend to look towards the population center that elected them rather than the needs of the whole county.
We've heard over the last few weeks, this has become quite the topic of conversation. Several folks have complained that a charter form of government would cost too much money, or would cost more than what we're spending on government right now. What's your response to those folks?
Well, again, the cost of this future government, which hasn't been defined yet, depends on how many bells and whistles the freeholders put into it. If we go with bare minimums, it should cost about the same. If you go to some of the things like King County, where each councilman has about a 10-person staff, it definitely costs more money. There are some things that would be more costly, but they're benefits. One is Under Home Rule Charter, you can now initiate referendums and initiatives for the county. Now, the vote processing of those is an added cost, but if done with the general election, I've been told by Donna Eldridge that the cost is negligible. So there's some benefits with those type of things. The goal that I would pursue is that with the commissioners being part-time, that the cost of the commissioners would remain the same whether we had 5 part-timers or 3 today.
Okay. Well, I know you've been working hard, and I know you have some allies, and you're getting some support. Now, we're going to put the website and the address up there, email address at the end of this interview. But for those who would like to give you a hand or give your group a hand, what kind of workers or helpers do you need to support your efforts right now?
Well, right now, because we're about 2,000 signatures shy of getting this on the ballot, we need people to run petitions. Now, I've been trying to do things kind of low-key. One of my things is in petitioning, we don't stand in front of stores. We don't get in the way of businesses. So what I've been looking for is businesses that are willing to put the signature or the petitions on the counter for people who come in and want to sign them. For instance, Carl's in Chimicum has a set right on the desk there where people can come in and sign. That's going to be the best thing, is collecting signatures. Once we have the signatures, then the next big thing for people is to determine if they want to be a freeholder and actually work with the writing. There we're going to need enough people to get 7 elected in each district. And so this is the time to start thinking about, do you want to be part of that process?
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Davis. I appreciate your time with us today. And I hope a lot of people watch this video and will contact you either by email or by the website and get involved with your program. Appreciate it, sir.